This is the single largest supply of fresh, unfrozen water anywhere on the planet. Drinkable, clear water. You can look down 50, 60 feet to see the bottom. There's nothing like it. We have about $50,000 worth of microscopes here, and we section bones from fish, and from them we can determine their history. And I'm Jim Johnson. I was the station manager for the DNR's Alpena Fisheries Research Station the last 25 years. I just retired this June. Lake Huron's just sort of like part of me, and we're starting to see the lake look more and more like it did when my grandfather fished. You know, I don't have any qualms about drinking the water as it goes by. There's some intangible that's in my blood, and it's always going to be there. My grandfather was a commercial fisherman back in the early 1900s. He kept his house in Port Sanilac, so I used to go up there and spend my summers at Port Sanilac with my grandparents and fished my guts out there. I caught untold numbers of perch. Maybe I'm the reason why the perch population went down. Over the last 50 years, we've seen Lake Huron go from a self-sustaining, healthy fishery composed of lake trout and walleyes and native whitefish species to one dominated by alewives and sea lampreys. Alewives made up 95% of all the pounds of fish out in Lake Michigan, and without predators, they just were out of control. One thing that DNR tried to do was to introduce Pacific salmon, an ocean fish designed to eat ocean fish like the alewife. The idea was that they would bring the alewife numbers down and convert them into something useful. And they did. And with that disappearance of alewives, the native species have been striking back. You could call it the native strike back era this last 10 years. I think now we're looking at a future where Lake Huron is top heavy with things like lake trout and walleyes that are so abundant that the invasive species are actually a little bit on the ropes. These are stories I never thought I would see play out during my career. I've been working on Lake Huron for 25 years, and none of us thought we'd ever see the lake trout recover like we have. These Great Lakes never needed fishery research stations or fisheries biologists on them. They didn't need fish managers. In the 1700s, the 1800s, they were doing fine on their own. The problems that are afflicting the Great Lakes now were brought on by humans. By the same token, the only way those problems can be solved is by humans doing the right things.